Hostile? Who? Me? Hostile? Who? You? We love Hostile. Oh, Maddie's in your hostile house. And you're watching on your hostile TV. In this, the most hostile city in the most hostile world. Tonight, we're gonna take a look at the most hostile feud between the most hostile wrestlers. Amarillo's hostile Terry Funk and Paulie Hostili's hostile wrestler Sabu. And thank you for your hostile attention. Last week, Sabu's manager, Paul E. Hostily, got slapped when he made a hostile remark about Terry Funk's very nice daughter. Later on, Paulie visited a hostile neighborhood and met with two hostile hoodies.
You know, Paulie, we can take care of anything. Money talks.
That's right, and I got plenty of money.
Paulie!
That's me, you know, I got plenty of money.
Paulie, quit beating around the bush. Quit scratching the raccoon on the bottom. What's the problem? Talk to us, baby.
The problem? Terry Funk.
Terry Funk? That weeble wobble rubber band man?
He put his hands on me.
How many fingers? Not
All of them.
10?
All of them.
10
10
fingers?
fingers.
How many dollars for it?
And then
How many? You know, Jolly Green Giant. I know. Terry Funk, you're in a lot of trouble now, boy. Oh, Terry I'm gonna tell you something. There's one thing that I only love better than my own mama, and that's money. And Paulie got the money. And Terry Funk, you're in trouble, boy. You're in big trouble this time.
Tell me I went to Tanaka and Diamond when they messed with you.
Johnny, you remember Tanaka and Diamond? Pat Tanaka, Paul Diamond, bad company, remember them big tag team champions before and everything? Not so bad company no more. Where they at right now? And how about Kevin Sullivan and that goofball Tasmaniac? Kevin Sullivan, Tasmaniac? You mean the ones we beat to become EC? Tag Team Champions! Exactly, baby, from A to Z. And the Bruce Brothers, too. So, Terry Funk, you old fossil. Your arms are all busted up, your hips are gone, and your knees are shot. And we're gonna make sure you walk to the ring, but you'll never walk back.
Talk about the most hostile feud in wrestling. This past Saturday, Sabu and beautiful Bobby Eaton had a brawl with Terry Funk and AA Arn Anderson. And when they said worlds would collide, they weren't kidding. It seems that the Dangerous Alliance really wanted to get rid of Terry Funk because even beautiful Bobby Eaton tried to take him out as early as possible.
You got him, Bobby. You got him, Bobby.
AA Arn Anderson wanted beautiful Bobby Eaton so bad, he seemed to forget his purpose: to help Terry Funk out in this war. We saw missed moonsaults. DDTs. Pile drivers from the Eagle's Nest. we saw two hoodies ruin the greatest tag team match we've ever seen. One miscue which saw everyone's priorities go out of whack. And finally, it was too much for even the greatest pro wrestler of all time. Terry Funk couldn't take it anymore.
You know, I'm not too proud of myself tonight, and I don't expect you people are too proud of me either. Not too many times in my career have I just given up, said that's it. But damn, there was not one. There was my partner, Arn Anderson, who I never trusted in the first place, who is a horseman, who double-crossed me. Then I had to wrestle Bobby Eaton on top of that, and Sabu, and out comes the Public Enemy, and it comes a time whenever you can't wrestle 5 men, you can't beat 5 men, you need something, you need somebody to be out there with you. You need help. And I haven't asked for help in damn near 10 years. It's been a long time, and I know that my brother, I know that he's older than I am. He's a lot older than I am, but I'm asking for help, and I need help from my family. And throw in Paulie dangerously, too. That's 6-1. That's not very good odds. And yeah, my knee was hurting, and I'll tell you, it's still hurting, and it's going to be hurting for a few weeks, too. But I've got my dreams. And what are my dreams? I'll tell you what they are. I dream like everybody else, and I know other people dreams too. I got some crazy dreams. You know, I dream about sitting up in the stands of the Philadelphia Stadium and sitting up there in the middle of the World Series, not the middle, but the 7th game of the World Series. And I dream so much about Krut coming to the plate. because he's a fighter. And I dream about him coming up there and grabbing that bat and knocking the goddamn leather right off a ball and hitting a home run against the Atlanta Braves in the 7th game of the season. Now that's the kind of stuff I dream about. And I dream about being up here in Philadelphia and having people lined up at the gates of ECW. I dream about doing something before I retire and doing something that's remembered by everybody. That means so much to me. I also dream about other things too. I dream right now, more than anything else, to have the opportunity to go out in a blaze of glory. All the darn things at 50 years old, I want to do something special. Yeah, I'd like to have one of the guys in the ring and just spank him. I'd like to have a WCW guy in the ring and spank him. But what I'm really dreaming about right now is I'm dreaming about bringing my brother up here at my side and not stepping up that plate, but taking the old hospital or the old graveyard and drawing back and knocking the skin right off the Public Enemy's face. And that's what I want to do. Before I go ahead and hang up those old tights, hang up those shoes, I want to knock the skin right off of their face. I want to do some things. I want to beat them, and I also want to beat Paul E. Dangerously within an inch of his life. Now that, wouldn't be nothing wrong with that.
Hey, Champ. 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 You the champion now. You the champ, too. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. And we didn't even steal these belts. No.
The Public Enemy. The first generation of American children that are more afraid of living than dying. Take a look around. This is my home. This is his home. This is where we come from. What do we have to lose?
Looky here. Oh, looky here. I got Jimmy Snuka. I'ma go Triple A. Now, what in the world am I gonna do with Triple A? Don't worry, I got one too. I got one too. Oh, what you got there? J.T. Smith. Oh, let's look and see. $2. Oh, God, that Louis Farrakhan look-alike. He cheap, ain't he? Tell you what, my favorite homeboy, Mr. Commissioner. Mr. Commissioner, can I offer you a cookie? You are so... Get rid of all. Hold on, Raggy. What an old home. Wait a minute. Give me that damn... Well, boys, when we was locked up in jail, we had 2 girlfriends look just like you two. Yeah, exactly. That's right, brother. And they was a little shorter than you, but twice as tough. And we took them every night. Twice. What's up, G, with that rubber band looking weeble wobble? The rubber band man.
Welcome back to the show. I'm glad you could join us. Tonight we've been taking a humorous look at the word hostile, and that's because it's been plastered all over the news. But quite frankly, there's no other word for the reunion of the most hostile brother combination ever, the Funk Brothers. And they will fight the most hostile tag team champions, the Public Enemy.
You know, everything stops right here. All the games, Johnny, it stops right here. The laughter, the playing around with opponents. It stops now, right here, because we worked our way up out of the hood, out of the toughest streets in America to become the ECW Tag Team Champions. We didn't just walk over here and get these belts for not working hard. We're proud to have these belts. We worked hard for these belts. We done everything humanly possible to get these belts, and we're gonna keep these belts. And Terry Funk, I heard what you said. I heard you come on this camera. I heard you say that you had 6 men against you. Nobody's with you. You need some help. I'm gonna help you.
So who does he call for help?
Johnny Grunge is gonna help you.
Who does he call for help?
He calls Dory Funk. They haven't wrestled together in 10 years. 10 years, the nerve of these two guys.
Everybody knows who they are.
They think they're gonna walk in here and take these belts from us. They think after where we've been, after we've cut what we've been through, where we came from, they're gonna walk in and just stroll off with these belts?
Terry Funk, let me tell you, I watched that monitor backstage. I heard you out here talking about a dream. Well, let me tell you about a dream when you got nothing. You got nobody. You got nothing. You got nobody to turn to. You got one person, your brother here, just like I guess you got two.
He don't even belong in the ring no more.
He's finished. He's been finished.
And the man is gonna take a beating, and you're gonna take a beating. And you think your leg was hurt? You think we busted your leg? You think we hurt your leg? You haven't seen anything. You haven't seen Public Enemy when Public Enemy is really off. Because now we're really off. And I'll think you right ahead. You talk about ripping the skin off of Johnny Grunge's face. Are you crazy? Are you nuts?
Oh, the Bruise Brothers versus the Roughneck at the ECW arena. They were brawling. Their legs were flying. The arms were flying. They were battling up and down and up and down. They looked like Rock'em Sock'em robots. And in case you don't know what Rock'em Sock'em robots are, they're really hostile robots. The last time the Roughneck was that PO'd was against Sal Balomo. And he took care of that business the night the line was crossed.
He's even coordinated his outfit to match Mr. Hughes.
From Italy. What?
Hey, leave him alone. You bully, why don't you pick on somebody your own size? We'll go out and find a gorilla. How's that? Leave him alone.
From Italy, weighing 283 pounds, Wildman Sal Balomo. At this time, I would like to introduce the manager, Jason.
Oh, I'm sorry. Instinct. Jason sporting a new
Kansas
look.
City, Missouri.
Got that bow tie on.
Weighing in at 371 pounds, this is Mr. Hughes.
And what a bad man is Mr. Hughes. Referee checking Sal Balomo. Nothing hidden there. Honestly, I doubt he's that clever. Sal Balomo coming off a very successful tour of the pizzeria around the corner. Remember, we are in South Philadelphia. The pizza doesn't get any better than this, and nobody would know that more than Sal Balomo. But don't judge a book by its cover. Sal Balomo can get airborne in a minute. However, he's just been grounded by the awesome power of the roughneck, Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes obviously spends time in the gym. Not a bodybuilder, though. Does not count his calories, worry about how much red meat he consumes. He loves the ham bone. He loves it. Wait a minute. Sal Balomo, that was a handful of hair. That was a handful of hair. Sal Balomo, oh yeah. Yeah, ask Mr. Hughes. Oh, Mr. Hughes, did you pull his hair? As if he's gonna say, yes, Mr. Referee, I did. Please reprimand me again. Sal trying to get it going. He's really in a great mood tonight. Perhaps he was watching Spartacus last night. I think he was in that, by the way. Bellomo now with Hughes on the ropes and breaks the hold. Show of sportsmanship by Sal Bellomo. Hughes is complaining about what I don't know. Hey, you bully, why don't you quit yelling at the fans and worry about Sal Bellomo? Oh, I'd love to see Sal pull off an upset right here. And an awesome overhead right hand that floors Sal Bellomo. Much like the right hands of Frankie Randall that ended the, headbutt, ended the winning streak of one Julio Cesar Chavez. Perhaps Frankie Randall would want to step in here with Mr. Hughes. I doubt it. Who would? Sal Bellomo being blinded by Mr. Hughes. Sal Bellomo fighting back. Sal Bellomo now unloading, but Hughes right on top again. Mr. Hughes now, Bellomo in the corner, Irish whip out. Bellomo hits hard. In comes Hughes, and 375 pounds just knocked the wind out of Sal Bellomo, who falls lifeless, limp to his knees. Hughes continuing to stomp away. He'll show no mercy. Straight right hand from St. Louis, Missouri. And again, not much in the way of scientific wrestling by the roughneck Mr. Hughes. Not one for the drop toe holds. Hughes just going to work. Irish whipping out of the corner. Bellomo across the ring. Hits hard once again. Here comes Hughes. Hughes misses. Bellomo out of the way. And now Sal Bellomo's got to go for yes. Sal Bellomo hammering away on the roughneck. Go, Sal! Mr. Hughes being staggered a little bit. Here comes Sal off the ropes and shoulder tackle actually backs up the big guy. Bellomo off the ropes again and a second shoulder tackle. Going for the, and Hughes, wait a minute. Jason just tripped Sal, but go ahead, Sal, to get, oh my. Great chicanery by the sexiest man alive, as now Hughes whips in Bellomo. And there's the sidewalk slam. And 3. Well, that was a travesty.
5 minutes, 17 seconds, Mr. Hughes.
Out of all the mean and nasty, violent and vicious, down and dirty, hostile athletes here in the ECW, it's a wrestler who holds the title. Ladies and gentlemen, the ECW heavyweight champ, the franchise, Shane Douglas.
USA Today prides themselves on being the best paper in the country, and it took them this long to figure out what Shane Douglas has known all along. Philadelphia, the most hostile city in the United States today. This past Saturday night, you witnessed live, those of you that could afford it, when worlds collide. The hottest wrestling show in the country today. But you see something. They didn't come to the building to see Terry Funk. No, sir, because I beat him for the gold. They didn't come to see Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Sabu, Kevin Sullivan, or any of the rest of them. They came to see the man who claims to be the real deal. The man who holds the gold. The franchise, the new dynasty in wrestling today. Indeed, when I walked down to the ring that night and I saw thousands of people, record-setting crowd, drop to their knees and give me the sign that everything was all right, that they respected the man that calls himself the franchise. You see, when I walked down to the aisle, I got the respect finally that I deserved from the ECW fans. Thousands of people on their feet. You see, Todd Gordon, I told you 7 months ago when I came here that I would help set attendance records, that I would help set TV ratings records, and I am what I say I am. I've done it all. We set the attendance record this past week, but for those of you in Philadelphia that couldn't afford to come to the building to see it live, I'm a nice guy. I'm gonna B-roll it for you. I'm gonna give you just a tiny little taste of what you missed. Live at ECW Arena. Cameraman, B-roll the tape. Philadelphia, you can thank the franchise for this early Christmas present.
every time you see that guy, wouldn't you just like to reach through the TV set, slap him in the face, and take that belt? Sorry. Didn't mean to be so hostile. Right after this commercial, we're going to see what happened in the Singapore caning match. Boy, do I hate that guy.
Everybody's asking me, Iron Man, what happened Saturday night? You can see the results, the scars from what had happened on Saturday night. It's the replay, baby!
In a little while, me and Woman will be back with our comments. But for now, a commercial message. Pay your bills. So now we've done things my way, Tommy Cairo. All you had to do was pay. I gave you a bargain basement price, Tommy Cairo. $100. It must have been for about 3 weeks. Your bill could have been a couple $1,000, Tommy. But no, I wanted to be a nice guy. I wanted to give you a break. $100 bill, Tommy. How does your head feel now? How does your back feel now? Don't you wish you would have paid the $100, Tommy Cairo? It was all simple. It only would have cost a little money, but instead, it cost blood. Peaches, what was going through your mind when you were on top of me in that ring? I know what was going through my mind. I looked up and I saw this. I saw a woman next to me. Something that you couldn't accomplish in 10 lifetimes is be this woman. Woman, when I looked at you, Peaches was down on the mat. You know, there's a lot of things that went through my mind. But what most went through my mind was I realized how great you are and how far I know that you're going to take me in this business.
Why, thank you, Sandman. And that's just the beginning. I've been known to enhance a few careers. Come with me and find out how far we can go.
Oh! Welcome back to Hostile TV. Now, Paulie Hostily either made his best or worst move when he let us document his payoff to the public enemy for what they did to Terry Funk.
You hold that microphone and document this for wrestling history. This is your dividend.
Thank you.
And this is your dividend. Who is this man, Johnny Grunge? Who is this man, Flyboy Rocco Rock? Who is this man who at the age of 50 enters a sport that will take more of an athletic toll on a human being than boxing, hockey, baseball, or football? Who is this man who has these dreams of John Crook? Who is this man that thinks he can stand up to two hoodies? Two men that have been through every hood in America. South Central LA, Harlem, the Bronx, South Philly, Halsted Street in Chicago. Who is this man that refuses to quit professional wrestling? Who is this man that comes out here and thinks these are Tully Blanchard copies? Who is this man that thinks this is some big conglomerate with Jane Fonda making workout videos? Who is this man that thinks this is gonna be some stinking Legends match? Who is this man that wants to drag his 55-year-old brother right down into the graveyard with him? Who is this man that refuses to die? Who is this man that refuses to quit the sport that has fed his family? Who is this man that has a death wish, that wants to enter the ring with his brother by his side and force the public enemy to commit something so heinous that they're going to go back to where they started, that they're going to go back to 3 square meals a day? Who in the funk is this man?
Jason and the Pitbull have vowed to destroy the Tasmaniac. Heading towards the ring right now is the Pitbull. And I'm sure he's going to send a hostile message to the Tasmaniac when he defends his ECW TV title. If this match happens to be too hostile for you, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry!
Wrestling fans,
Now that is an impressive athlete. The ECW television champion, the Pitbull, currently embroiled in a bitter feud with an equally impressive athlete, the 255-pound Tasmaniac. Jason opting not to give instructions to the Pitbull. He doesn't really have to. Because honestly, this isn't going to be much of an athletically contested battle. This is going to be more of a demonstration of the awesome powers of the Pitbull. Mikey Whipwreck taking a whale of a beating. Also, the Pitbull can send a message to the Tasmaniac.
Look at him! Look at me! I'm the best!
The Pitbull bringing Mikey Whipwreck up to his feet as he plans on sending yet another message to the Tasmaniac. Down goes Mikey Whipwreck. The Pitbull not even breaking a sweat in defending the ECW Television Championship. Kick to the back of the head. And the Pitbull is relentless.
I'll break his back! I'll break his neck! I'll break them all up!
The Pitbull showing disdain for his lesser opponent. Hey, keep in mind, that's not the Tasmaniac.
I am the champion! Remember that! I'm the best!
And Mikey Whipwreck is at the mercy of a merciless television champion. ECW makes its debut in Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania, Friday night, June 3rd. As the Pitbull chops Mikey Whipwreck to the mat, risking disqualification, but he'll only get a warning. He doesn't want to take it too far. He wants to rack up another victory in the record books as he prepares for the Tasmaniac. Yeah, he earned his black belt about as much as Elvis. As the Pitbull picks up his hapless victim, Mikey Whipwreck over the rail. This isn't even a match. This is only a message from the Pitbull to the Tasmaniac. Mikey Whipwreck clothesline on the middle rope. Hopefully this will be all as the Pitbull moves in for the kill. This is it. It's all over for Mikey Whipwreck. Oh, come on now. The Pitbull, he's not done sending a message. Still working over his victim. Sending a violent and hostile message to the Tasmaniac. Belly to back suplex. That's the Tasmaniac's move. He's calling the Tasmaniac out. Pitbull telling Jason there's nothing to worry about. This one is dedicated to the 255-pound former television champion, the Tasmaniac. Oh, this isn't necessary. It's just another message for the Tasmaniac. When you step into the ring with a Pitbull, count on Jason to interfere. And this will be all she wrote for the Pitbull versus Mikey Whipwreck. Up goes Mikey, down into the power bomb. The Tasmaniac up on the ring apron. Now we have a worthy opponent for the Pitbull. Kick to the head of the Tasmaniac. The Tasmaniac is out on his feet. Misses the second kick. Oh, if only he were in the ring with someone else. Someone who could capitalize on this situation. Someone other than Mikey Whipwreck. Cover 1, 2. Do you believe in miracles? What?
Who are we? We're the Funk Brothers.